Hello, everyone. Scott asked me if I was ready, and then immediately Ruthie came running over to join us today. She wanted to say hello. This is our beloved cat, Ruthie. She is not the most social cat, but every now and then she likes to show up. So everybody say hi to Ruthie. Welcome to Half and Half. I'm Colette. Scott and I have been working for the past few weeks in this class on creating a routine and trying to do the same exercises over and over again, build that routine a little bit more, add a little bit of theme into it, but just that feeling of getting better and better at certain exercises and finding ways to stay with the same thing so that your body learns it in deeper and deeper ways. So that's where we're headed today. And we're thinking about just kind of adding in this a sense of breath to the routine. So in Pilates, especially, but in a lot of yoga too, um, the breath is very choreographed. That you inhale in a certain movement, you exhale at a certain movement, not because it's the perfect way to breathe, but because it's part of the routine, right? And you practice breathing that way, and there's some real benefits to breathing in the way it's choreographed. Um, and then you sort of learn what that is. Often you're inhaling on the effort. Really, there's effort on both phases of the movement, but the thing that feels a little more effortful is the inhale, which is different than a lot of exercise. A lot of times you get that more efforted feeling and you exhale. People often ask about that. Why are we inhaling on this part of the movement? I think there's a lot of different things, different reasons for that. But one explanation I like is that learning to inhale and engage your abdominals means you get to engage your abdominals all the time. And most of us are pretty good at exhaling and feeling the abdominals because that's the kind of um, more functional thing that's going on in the abdominals. If you need help exhaling, your abdominals will come on. But learning to inhale and hold some support in the abdominals um, lets me keep that so that when I'm walking around and I'm inhaling and exhaling, I don't have to exhale every time I need to use my core, uh, or I don't have to hold my breath to get my abdominals to work. I learned that like a little harder feeling of or concentrated coordination of inhaling and using the abdominals. Um, and there's lots of other reasons too, but that's one. I stalled long enough so that I can snuggle with my cat. We're gonna have to. It's cold in here. Can you tell? I think that's maybe what's going on. We finally had cold weather, and she wants to come snuggle. Let's get into it. So, lying on your back, knees bent, feet flat. We're gonna start with really easy relaxation exhale, relaxation breath, and just kind of working with a three-part breath. So we're going to take your hands down onto the lower part of your belly, down in your pelvis. You're going to breathe into your hands. Not a big deal. Just kind of inhale, feel how the belly rises, and exhale, feel how it falls. We're not really trying to engage or release, just trying to feel some movement down in the pelvis as you inhale and exhale. And then taking your hands, placing them on the lower part of the ribs. And same idea, just breathing into this middle portion of the torso. Breathing, inhale, ribs go wide. Breath moves through the back and the front. Exhale, letting it all settle and shrink a little bit in that area. And then taking the hands up a little higher to the chest, to the collarbones. Same idea. Inhale, the chest expands. The armpits move a little bit, the upper back opens a little bit. Exhale, the chest relaxes, collarbones relax. And then relaxing your hands wherever they're comfortable. And we'll go into a feeling of exhaling, feeling tone in the abdominals, so down in the lower belly, ribs drawing together in the front, and then keeping the tone on the inhale. So it doesn't mean you suck your stomach in to inhale. There's still some movement, but you keep tone in those muscles as you inhale. And then you probably feel a little deepening as you exhale. And then we'll start in with our knee folds. Inhale, the leg floats up. Exhale, it floats back down. And you've got tone in the abdominals the whole time. Inhale and exhale. Keep some tone. Alternating right leg and left leg. Keeping the pelvis steady. The chest, the upper back, the neck relaxed. Inhale is the lift. Exhale is the lower. And then finishing up that set, we're going to go right to hands behind the head for mini crunch. Taking a breath in and then deepening in the abdominals to lift your head up. Feeling how that works. Now you keep tone in the belly as you inhale. You exhale, you come a little higher. And then you lower your head back down, inhale. Exhale, ribs together. Tone in the belly, head comes up. Hold the tone as you inhale. Exhale a little deeper, head comes a little higher. And it's the abdominal muscles in the exhale that brings the head up more, as opposed to the hands yanking your head up. And this one's going to be a setup for the 100. Exhaling, coming up. This time on the second exhale, bring your arms forward, bring your head a little higher. One knee in, second knee in, legs together, and we start the inhale. The 100 is a great place to feel that tone in the belly while you inhale. Inhale 5, exhale. Full breath in. And maybe you feel breath up in the upper back a little more, in the armpits, in the pelvis. 4 more. See if you can inhale all 5 counts and exhale all 5 counts. 2 more times. And rest your head, lower your feet. And then just take some nice, full, relaxed breaths. All right, so we're going to add in a little exercise called the heel slides here, just to feel the front of the hip opening. So the knee fold is practicing that hip flexion and pelvic stability. The heel slides are practicing hip extension with pelvic stability. So I'm going to inhale and flex my left foot, I'm going to exhale and stabilize my ribs and my belly as I slide the heel forward. Inhale, slide it back in. Exhale, lower the foot. Inhale, opposite foot flexes. Now I have to use the belly to make the heel kind of light so it will slide, right? Otherwise it gets stuck in the floor. So I'm hovering that heel a little bit to feel it glide like it was an ice skate, right? You know how that ice skate sort of hovers on the ice. Lower it down. Flexing one foot. Exhale, using your abdominals, steadying the hips, gliding the heel out, lengthening the front of the hip, and then floating back in. And inhale, opposite foot flexes. Exhale, glide it out. One more each side. Nice inhale opens up your back ribs. Long open front of the hip. And then this last one, we're just going to do half of one. So you're going to glide the right leg out. Find all that connection through your belly. Leave your right leg out there with that feeling. Knee fold the left leg. Grab onto the back of your leg. We're going to take our one-legged roll up. Inhale, lift your head. And try to keep the connection through your right leg as you press your left leg, as you roll through your spine up to sitting. Same thing on the way down, that heel sliding out feeling. Inhale, open the back. Exhale, all the way back down. And inhale, lift your head. Deepen the exhale. Belly and ribs together, pressing the leg forward. And inhale back. And exhale down. Just two. We're going to lower your left leg down. We're going to finish our heel slide on the right leg, drawing it back in. Both feet are flat. Left foot flexes. Inhale. Exhale, deepen the belly. Glide it out. Open the hip. Keep that support through the abdominals. And then keeping the left leg reaching out, knee fold the right leg. Inhale, lift the head. Grab the back of your leg. Exhale, pressing your right leg forward as you reach the left heel forward. And then same feeling, gliding the heel out. Inhale, exhale. And one more of these. And then lowering the right foot down. Finish the heel slide on the left foot. All the way back in. Now we're going to walk your feet together so they're touching. We're going to take both feet flexed and then glide the right heel a little forward, like 2/3 of the way out, and then ground that right heel into the floor. Glide the left heel, kind of light glide out so it meets the right. And then once it's out there, now ground the left heel into the floor. So heels pressing down a little bit to engage your abdominals. Take your arms overhead, keeping the lower body really strong as the arms reach up. Inhale, open the back as you lift the head. Exhale, drawing your belly in, hands on your legs if you want some support. Reaching forward. Inhale, open the back ribs. Exhale, heels stay grounded. Rolling through the spine, reaching overhead. Inhale starts the movement up. Exhale. Nice round spine position, one vertebrae at a time, articulation. Two more. Last one. Now let's glide your right heel all the way out again. Nice connected long leg, open front of the hip. Knee fold the left leg in. Hold the back of your thigh. And we'll set up. Inhale, reaching your leg up. Exhale, bending your knee down. So just a little bit of that nice energy out through your right leg. And then let your breath connect to this movement. Inhale up. Exhale, bend. There's tone in your belly as you inhale. Breath moves a little more through the back body. Last time, taking the leg up, hold it there. Exhale, a little more tone in your belly as your hands come away. Hands come by your side. We do some leg circles. Inhale across. Exhale around and up. Now, nice full suspended feeling with the inhale. And then deepen. Draw the belly in with the exhale. Two more. And just a little bit of movement on the inhale. More movement on the exhale. The circle goes a quarter of the way on the inhale and 3/4 of the way on the exhale. And then take the reverse. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, take a look. Just a quarter of the movement happens on inhale, and then a faster 3/4 of the movement happens on exhale. So that first part with the inhale is a reach and suspend and extend, and then there's a little more momentum around on the exhale. Two more. And I still need that strong tone as I inhale. Bending your left knee, take your foot down, heel slide the right foot in, heel slide the left leg out, supporting from your belly, lengthening, opening the front of your hip. Float the right leg in, knee folded in, and then we go up and down with the breath. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend. One more time, taking it up. Exhale, feel a little more tone in your belly as your hands come away. Left leg still reaching out, opening the hip. Inhale across. Exhale, around and up. Inhale, reach, extend the leg. Exhale, around. And control the momentum of the circle, right? The weight of the leg could pull your pelvis off, could rock it side to side, but your deep connected abdominal work with your exhale keeps everything steady in the torso. Once more. Same thing in reverse. Extend, lengthen the leg, inhale. Exhale, let it circle. One more. Bend your right knee, place the foot down. And then, however you choose, we'll find a way up to sitting, whatever's comfortable for you. All right, let's take our spine stretch. Legs out in front of you, not too wide, just about my feet just a little wider than my mat. And then sitting really tall. And then arms floating up, reaching forward. Now that inhale here, sometimes I think of the inhale creating a little more length in my spine, right? Just because there's a little more volume, right? As the diaphragm presses down, it just creates, it's like the lungs open up and it creates a little more length. So see if you can find that feeling here, inhaling. And then with your exhale, abdominal support, spine stretch forward, opening the upper back, mid back, and lower back. Inhale stacks me back up. And exhale takes me forward. Now that 3-part breath we started with, that 3-part inhale, that feeling of filling up the pelvis, the mid torso and the ribs, you could use that here as you roll up. Feel the breath go into the pelvis, go into the mid back, go into the upper back, which matches that movement as well. Exhale, feel it empty out of the chest, empty out of the ribs, empty out of the belly. And pour the breath back in. As you come up, last time forward. And rest all that. All right, we're going to go into swan, spinal extension, coming onto your belly, hands under your shoulders. Now, especially in swan, I think it's really helpful to send the breath a little more through the back body, or to imagine it going through the back body a little bit more. And in the front body, the breath goes maybe a little more into your chest, your very high chest, like your collarbones, but not in the lower ribs so much. That's where it tends to go, right? So see if you can think breath goes through the back body and then way up by the collarbones a little bit. So we're going to inhale, starting the movement. Exhale, support from your belly coming up. And then inhale. As you start to lower, exhale, controlling it the rest of the way down. Inhale, head and chest start to float up. The exhale draws the belly in. The belly helps support the spine as you come up. Ribs come together. Inhale, starting the lower down. Exhale down. Rest of the way. And one more time. And pushing to hands and knees. Sitting back over your heels for a moment. And then let's come onto your right side. If you want to mirror me for side kicks, you'll be on your right side. Head to bottom of the pelvis, one long line. Arm reaching out along the mat and feet forward. Now, if you want, you can be in this position. This is easier if your neck is stiff. For most people, this is a little easier place to be. Last week, we added in the option of some lateral flexion of the spine, which is a good thing to get. So if it's comfortable for your head and your neck, head up in your elbow on your hand. Thinking of the whole rib cage kind of turning a little bit here. That's part of that lateral flexion, starts in the rib cage and in the neck. Either way is going to give you good oblique work. So whichever one works better for you. All right, top leg lifts a little bit. And then inhale is the reach forward. Exhale is the reach back on this front back exercise. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, think of the back ribs opening. Exhale, draw it in from your center. You're always keeping tone in your belly. One of the ways you can do that is to breathe through the back ribs a little more. If you breathe into your belly, and that's where all the movement happens, it's hard to keep the tone. Three more. And last one. Now legs come together. Leg over leg here, still holding the leg up. We take the 8 little circles around. And you just get to breathe naturally. Then in reverse. And then relaxing. We're going to come over to the other side right away. Torso lined up with the back edge of your mat. Feet towards the front edge of your mat. Arm out, head down if you want, or adding in the lateral flexion piece, the side bending piece. Think of the whole rib cage getting that bend. And then find your belly, top leg a little lifted. You do an inhale on the forward and an exhale on the back. Back ribs open with the inhale. Belly draws in on the exhale. 4 more. 8 total. No movement in the shoulders or the pelvis. Last one. And 8 small circles, leg over leg. And reverse it. And relax both legs. All right, that's my time. That's my routine. Yeah, we're ready for Scott.
All right. Hey, everybody. So I had a little AirPod mishap, so hopefully y'all can hear me. So let's start off in standing. And feet about hip width apart. Just ordinary, everyday standing. And then, as we typically do with the yoga portion, let's slightly lengthen the out breath and slightly deepen the in breath, just a little bit. So what we end up with is we spend a little bit more time with the exhale than with the inhale. And then by slightly deepening the inhale, setting into motion your rib cage. So this is not your deepest breathing. Just a little deeper. All right, so now let's set this into motion. Step your feet wide apart. From your hip sockets, turn both legs a little bit out. And then the sumo. Exhale, bend. Inhale, come up. Bend. Straighten. One more. Both feet back to the front. Now the one-legged sumo. Turn your left foot in and your right foot out. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Now, as you do that, keep your torso upright. What happens for a lot of people is as they bend the knee, the torso tips a little bit. Then back to the front. Right foot in, left foot out. Keeping your torso in the vertical. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. So in doing this, we're mobilizing both hip sockets. And back up toward the middle, both feet forward. Left foot in, right foot out. And let's build upon that mobility. Exhale, bend. Pause for the in-breath. Exhale, tip from your hips. Bring your torso into the diagonal axis. And bring that left arm forward and through. And a little bit of twist from the upper back and the neck. 3 breaths here. And come on up. Back to the front. The other side. Right foot in, left foot out. Moving with the breath. Exhale, bend. Still torso vertical for the inhale. Then follow the exhale. Tip your torso. Hand to knee, hand to hip. Right arm this time sweeps forward. And rather than turning from your belly, turn from where it's most useful, between the shoulder blades. And then come on up. Back to the front. Left foot in, right foot out. Exhale, bend. Still spine vertical. Exhale, tip. This time a little bit deeper. Elbow to knee. Left arm up. Straight up toward the ceiling. And toward the floor, turn your head and neck. And then ride the inhale up. Second side. Exhale, bend. Hip, move from the vertical to the diagonal. Right arm up, straight up. Toward the floor, turn your head and neck. Inhale up. Back to the front. And then step your feet together. So now to turn our attention to the fronts of the hips, where a lot of people are stiff. We're going to start with a psoas walk. Begin with hands on your hips. Then step your left foot a little bit back. And make sure that both your feet point straight ahead, just like you were cross-country skiing on a track trail. Then with the inhale, lift your back heel to come forward. And exhale, descend that heel to move back. So it's a forward and backward movement. Next time that heel's lifted, let's pause with it lifted. And as best you can, keep your pelvis lifted and forward. And to create length in the front of your hip, stretch your left heel back and down. And once that left heel makes contact, bring both arms forward. And then with the out breath, sweep your arms up, let your chin fall. Open up your throat. And back to standing. Check in with your breath. Exhale a little bit longer. Inhale a little bit deeper. Just deep enough to set into motion your rib cage. Remember, your lungs aren't in your abdomen. Your lungs are in your thorax. Breathe where your lungs are. All right, second side. Hands on your hips. Take your right foot back. Feet lined up like you're cross-country skiing on a track trail. And now your right heel. Inhale, lift, move forward. Exhale, descend, move back. Everything we do coordinated with the breath. Next time the back heel's lifted, let's pause there. Pelvic bowl remaining up, lifted, remaining forward. Then take your back heel, right heel, and stretch it back and down. Now, of course, your pelvis has to move somewhat to accommodate that movement. The goal here is to create length in the front of the head. Both arms forward. Movement synchronized with breath. Exhale, arms up, chin up. And back to standing. Keeping that breath rhythm. Now to go a little deeper into hip extension. Take your left foot back, this time farther back, and keep that back heel lifted. Exhale, bend your front knee. Inhale, straighten. And next time, front knee in the bent position, pause there. Bring both arms forward. Synchronize movement to breath. Arms up, chin up. And back to standing. All right. So now let's do the second side together. This time we'll do it quietly. Back up to standing. All right. So now let's do some movement. Again, we're going to synchronize movement to breath, this time more of a full body, whole body movement. So begin with an inhale, fill your lungs, open your back. Then empty your lungs, sweep your arms up. And with the inhale, roll your spine forward, mobilize your spine. And then let your head hang and breathe. So maybe your hands come to the floor. Maybe that's a bit of a reach. Maybe your hands are on your shins, either way. And whether hands are on the floor or your shins, with the next exhale, stretch the crown of your head forward. Remember that back arch you did the colette a little bit earlier? Get most of the movement between your shoulder blades. Then inhale, fold. And just feel like you're doing that roll up. Roll your spine up. Inhale, arms down. So now together a little bit faster. Exhale up. Inhale, fold. Exhale, spine extension. Inhale, fold. Exhale, up. Inhale down. All right, same thing together, quietly together. And a few breaths here. We spent a lot of time thus far with the spine vertical. We've explored a couple different depths, spine in the diagonal. So now let's explore the spine in the horizontal. Step your feet wide apart. Turn your left foot in, right foot out. And to face to the side, take that back foot, turn it a little bit more in. Then back leg more or less straight, front leg more or less straight. We're going to fold from the hips. So best you can, keep your spine straight as you fold from your hips, ball and socket joints, and explore the possibility of bringing your spine to the horizontal. 3 breaths here. And inhale up. Exhale back to the front. And the second side. Right foot in, left foot out to turn to the side. Turn that back foot a little bit more in. Now we're not looking for perfection here. We're looking for pretty close. Straight spine, hips, abdomen, thorax, neck, head lined up. Fold from your hip, ball, and socket joints. And breathe. Ride the inhale up and turn back to the front. Maybe you notice we didn't go as far this time. That helps to build strength. So straight spine. Fold from your hips straight forward. And even if you can fold a whole lot deeper, pause with your spine in the horizontal. Build that good strength that helps support a healthy back. And inhale, come on up. And then bring your feet back toward the middle. All right, let's use a partial sun salutation to get to the floor. Inhale, broaden your back. Exhale, arms to the side up. Just like we did before. Inhale, mobilize your spine. Exhale, gorilla. And then with the inhale, step your feet back. Back into yoga pose, head down dog. We'll take a few breaths here. And then come on down to your knees and down into seated. We'll start with your knees bent, feet flat upon the floor. Take your left foot forward. Bring your right foot in a little bit closer. Left arm comes round, hug the knee. Other arm behind. Same breath rhythm. 3 breaths. And back in toward the middle. Switch it around. Right leg outstretches left leg in. Hug that bent knee. And breathe. Back in toward the middle. And then onto your back. Knees bent, feet flat upon the floor. And the shoulder bridge. Inhale, exhale, lift your hips up. And then inhale, exhale, lower your hips down. Now the point here isn't so much hips up and down. The point is to mobilize the spine. See if you can feel vertebra by vertebra lifting up off the floor. And segment by segment contacting the floor. Once your hips are on the floor, then make your way onto your belly. And on the belly, we're going to start off with a crocodile breathing exercise. And the point is to help open the upper back. So by having weight on the chest, on the ribs, the motion of the ribs is slightly restrained. Then rest your head atop your hands and breathe into your back ribs. Right between your shoulder blades. Inhale. All right. Then bring your hands right next to your armpits. Stretch your toes back behind you. At the same time, stretch the crown of your head forward in front of you. And then if recall, we did the psoas walk and then we did the high lunge. And that was to open the fronts of your hips. So now utilize that opening in the fronts of your hips to lift your legs up, not by arching your lower back, but by creating length in the fronts of your hip sockets. Just like we've explored in a few different contexts, then right between your shoulder blades, create extension. And float your hands up, reach your arms back. 3 breaths, locust. And then come on down, hands back by your armpits. And then take your hands forward in front of you. Elbows a little bit bent, elbows a little bit up off the floor. Press your hands down to lift your head up. And breathe. And then come on down, bring your hands back by your armpits. Push up to hands and knees. And set up either on a chair, on a cushion, or on the floor. So whether you're choosing to sit up on a chair, up on a cushion, or directly flat upon the floor, lengthen your spine. Remember how you did that right at the outset, that idea of lengthening your spine. maintaining that same rhythmic breath. All right. Now let's do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing, reputed to be very calming for the nervous system. Bring your left hand up, thumb and forefinger on your nostrils. Exhale both nostrils. Block your right nostril, inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. That's one round. Another round. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. One more together. And release that hand. All right. Now your right hand. Now the other hand here, I'm just doing to show you. You can rest that hand. So block your right nostril. Inhale left. Block the left. Exhale right. Keep the right nostril open. Inhale. Exhale left. Again, like that. Release your hand. Now, with the next out breath, let go of this deeper, slower breathing. Breathe naturally. All right. That's our time for the day. So good to be with you all. Before we part for the day, any comments? Any questions? All right. Thanks so much. Have a great rest of the weekend, and let's do this again approximately a week from now.